so you should try not giving it to me. Good morning! Welcome back to Tea Time with Nina. Today I am interviewing my husband, Fernando Robles. So say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
Okay. So we're going to start with prayer, and then we're going to begin. Okay. Dear Lord, I thank you for this tea and this time. Yeah. I wrote a couple questions down to be prepared. Can you come more towards me? Okay. Yes. All right. Hi.
Hi.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. And I know this is a vague question, but I kind of want to see where you're going to go with it.
I'm a husband. Oh, so today's our anniversary. I don't know if I should mention that right away, but today's our anniversary.
It is. How long have we been married?
10 years.
10 years! Okay, very good.
I'm a husband, a father of 3, and a union sheet metal worker from New York. And born and raised.
In New York.
In New York, yes.
So clearly you said all the things that make you really proud. Husband, father, union sheet metal worker.
Yes. And
Okay.
Pet owner too.
Oh, and you're a pet owner.
And a brother and a son and an uncle and stuff like that.
Brother, son. All right. So since it's our anniversary, I'm gonna go right for let's talk about the me stuff. So how did we meet?
We met at my friend's house. My friend Leighton was, there was a kid from your neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
and Leighton's from my neighborhood. They're like right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So a bunch of people from your neighborhood came to my neighborhood for a little house party, get together type thing.
Yeah.
And you and I started talking, and that was it. I mean, it was pretty much. Well, we didn't exchange numbers that day, but.
Why didn't we exchange numbers?
Because I had just started talking to one of the girls that were at the party. We're just talking, and I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to be a troublemaker, so I didn't want to take your number as I was talking to someone else and then, just start any drama. So.
But you could have risked losing me.
Yes, but I had a feeling that things would work themselves out. So.
You're so full of yourself. You're so full of yourself. Yes, you are. Okay. So that's
just so everybody knows, I got a hoodie yesterday, and Nina washed it.
Because he asked me to.
Yes, she did laundry last night, and the string came out. So I'm just trying to get the string back in.
Yes.
As I do this. So
and it's better that his hands are staying busy.
Yes.
Okay. Also, the tea that we're having is Stash. We are staying at an Airbnb in Portland, Oregon. Oregon.
It's Oregon, right? But it's
Oregon. I think that's how they say it. And this came with the room, which is really, it's not even a room, it's like a little apartment. It's really nice. It even has a laundry, a washer and dryer. It's cute. It's in the back of someone's house, and
it's a guest house.
It's a guest house. It's amazing. Anyway, so we are in Portland, and that is the tea that we are having. How's your tea? His is lemon ginger.
Good.
Yeah, it is good. Mine's peppermint. All right. So you said you're a husband, you are a father, you're a pet owner. How many children do you have?
You know the answer to that.
How many children do you have?
3.
You have 3 kids. Tell me one sentence. It can be a run-on sentence. It can have as many comments as you want about each child.
Pilot is my firstborn. He's quiet. He's mostly quiet and just kind of even for the most part. very even boy, and talented, extremely talented, and he's just got a good heart. I would say he's got he's got a lot of good in him. So I'd say that.
Okay. Yeah, next child.
Oh, and very handsome. I want to say that. All three kids are very good looking, if I may say. Esme. Esme is my baby.
That's your baby.
My baby.
Uh-huh.
She's very bubbly, and she just knows exactly what to say to make me smile. So yeah, she gets me. She gets me, I think, and I get her. She kind of does remind me of my little sister.
Oh, remind me of Alicia?
Yeah,
Okay.
because Alicia and I are able to say like the exact right thing to each other, and it's like, yes, I can't believe you said that. And I think that's how Esme is too. So, yeah, we get along really good. She's my baby.
She's your baby. What do you call her?
Kitty. Well, I don't really call her Kitty that much anymore, but she's definitely a cat, and we refer to her. She does a lot of cat things. She's my kitty. Well, I usually call her Mew. Oh, I got so many names for her. We don't have enough time for that, but
Okay,
she's a cat.
Then the last child. Last but not least.
Last but definitely not least is Bebo.
Bebo.
His name is Bishop.
His name is Bishop.
His name is Bishop actually, but everyone calls him Bebo. We've been calling him Bebo since what? Maybe like a month out the womb?
Yes.
Probably, right?
Yes.
About that?
Yeah.
If that?
Tell me about Bebo.
Anyway, Bebo is very strong-willed.
That's the word for it.
Very, 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 very strong-willed, and he keeps me on my toes. I never know what I'm gonna get with him. I know he means. I think he means well. He's extremely handsome. Got a lot of talent as well. But he's a work in progress. He's definitely the one that, he just won't quit. There's no quitting him. So it's like you really got to parent with that one. But I love him to death. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He has some really great days, but he has some really awesome days. But
he's a lover.
Some days are not so good. And Nina definitely lets him get away with a lot of stuff that she babies him.
I do not.
100%.
That is my baby. Little baby boy. But no, I do not baby him. He's 6.
Okay.
So we know who his favorite is.
Not true. My favorite ranges from day to day.
Second to second, if we're being honest. Okay. So you told me about your 3 kids, or our 3 kids, and a couple of things about them. And people know from before that I'm a homeschool parent. Can I actually have your take on homeschooling? I'm kind of interested in your opinion on it. And I'm saying this because it was not his idea. It is something that I requested to do. It is something that I kind of like. I guess I could say I forced it. I really, 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 really wanted it. And I didn't let it go until I got it. I didn't let it go until I got it.
Didn't let it go at all.
Are you happy about that? Or does it make you like,
No, I'm good. I'm happy with it. I definitely think that we made the right choice. What's my view on it? Let's start the question on it.
What's your view on homeschooling?
My view on homeschooling.
And not in general, homeschooling for us. Be more like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For us, I think it's the right choice. We live in a pretty crazy world right now where people are just throwing their warped in my opinion, warped views at everybody, especially children in school. The traditional family is not like, it's almost frowned upon, I would say. But I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it, but basically, I definitely think that we're doing the right thing. To me, one of the major issues here, aside from faith, is, you know, you, me, just take me for example. I started in pre-K. I started going to school in pre-K at what, 4 years old, something like that. And straight from school, I entered the workforce, and I'm 36 years old. Well, that's what, already 32 years of grinding since I was 4 years old, waking up way before I want to, and just, you know, being a slave to the day, essentially, like having, you know, I gotta, even when I don't want to wake up, I gotta get up, and it's just, and I see kids, this isn't a judgment, because I was that kid, like my mom was a single mom, she woke me up, you know, way earlier than I wanted to be up, and had to drag me to, before school, what's it called?
Before care?
Whatever it is, and I had to, you know, so that she can get to work. So I get to school extra early, and then I had to go to after school, and I'd be there, you know, or at one point, you know, there were times when there was no after school. Some places we lived, because we bounced around a lot, and then I would, you know, I would take myself home and let myself in the house and wait for my mom to come home. You know, she did what she had to do. Anyway, so a lot of kids are living that life. And they're just, you know, grinding from a young age, and then they're going into work to the workforce, and then they're grinding until they're old enough to hopefully retire. Hopefully, because a lot of people nowadays don't even have pensions. And
so a lot of it is wanting your children to have time to be children.
So if we can offer our children 18 years of just, of not grinding, of giving them a peaceful life with, you know, just without the grind, I think that's a win. I mean, that's a nice chunk of their life where they get to not have to deal with all that. And I hope and I pray that during that time that they can figure out exactly what they want to do, and just kind of dive right in when it's the time to go to work.
So have time to build a passion and time to be a kid.
Yes. Okay. Build a passion, be a kid, yes. And hopefully they can figure out a job that they can make good money working from home, and never have to be on the grind like that. I mean, that'd be awesome, but anyway.
Wow.
I don't know if I made sense.
No, you did make sense. It's definitely a lot more focused than I was anticipating, but I think it's a good thing that you shared that. Maybe other fathers feel the same way.
I'm tired. I'm always tired.
You're always tired.
I always look tired. People always say, "Oh, you're so tired." But
his mother says that he has bedroom eyes.
I don't want my kids to have that face, you know, as children. Like,
yeah, a tired-looking child.
Like, oh, you look so tired. You're a kid. You shouldn't be looking like that. You know? I like that they can wake up at 9 o'clock and just.
Do you feel that your kids are being well educated? You have a lot of friends, their kids are clearly in school, and you're talking about, like, you see the benchmarks your children have reached. Do you feel that they're being prepared for life?
Yeah, definitely. I think they it's hard for me to gauge with Esme and Vivo because they're younger, I guess. So But Esme's now that she's actually like embraced reading, she's become quite the reader. She's always got a face in a book. Pilot
too. He's spelling phonetically a lot. He just likes to write. Copy.
Pilot's a little easier for me to see because I don't know. I guess because he's closer in age to me than
right, and he's older, right?
But and I can relate to where he's at in school because I kind of remember that age. So I would say, to me, he's doing great. I mean, I don't. And this isn't. I don't want to knock any other kids, but I have met other kids. I'm there with him when he's around other friends, and I definitely believe he's at or beyond what he should be.
Yeah. Okay. I do. I think he's very well spoken. He has got an amazing wittiness.
Very well spoken.
That most kids his age don't have. He's quick. A lot of times probably above his peers, like in what he's saying, probably because he's exposed to some things that are a little above his head. But he speaks with intention. It doesn't seem that he's speaking out of nothing. Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything to compare him to except for like the other homeschool kids that we're meeting. We're just getting to know them now. But other kids his age, I would say that one thing, he's eye contact. He's not afraid to look at someone in their face when he talks to them.
I don't know if that's because of me. I stress eye contact. I mean, I'm not really looking at the camera that much, but when I talk to someone, my mother used to tell me always to look people in the eye.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I always tell Pilot to. Yeah, when he meets a father, when he meets a guy, when a dad is standing over him and puts his hand out, I always say shake his hand, look him in the eye.
Growing up a little lame.
A good handshake is important.
It is.
First impressions are very important.
They are. I think our kids are pretty decent at first impressions. I think as a whole, I think that we're finding a rhythm. We're definitely finding a rhythm in homeschool, and they're finding strengths. I noticed that Pilot does really well with teaching others. He understands better when teaching others. I understand. Bebo is just constantly listening. You think he's not. You think he is not, but he is. There are times where he's not even in school. He's just sitting downstairs in the living room playing, and I'm doing the science and history with the older ones and ask a question, and he's rattling off the answers. And I'm like, I was reading to you two. But he is definitely absorbing the world. He is. And my Esme. My Shmoody. She's always so bubbly. You're right. Bubbly is a good word for her. Anyway. Okay. So you said something about your union. Who do you work for? Where do you work? What do you do?
Where do I work? I work mostly location-wise.
Okay, we're gonna take this. Yes. Who do you work for? Sorry, there's a lot of questions. Who do you work for?
I work for Local 28, sheet metal workers.
Okay, so explain this. Are you hired by Local 28?
I am a member of Local 28, sheet metal workers.
Okay.
And essentially, I'm like I'm trying to think. I'm not gonna say. We have signatory contractors that are under the Local 28 umbrella, and we are free to go work for any one of those contractors, and from that can change day to day. I mean, there's you can get laid off, you can quit and go other places, you can.
How long have you been working for Local 28?
You're like a free agent, but you get to just you can work for any one of those union contractors.
How long have you been working for them?
I've been a member for 15 years. Well, it's gonna be 15 years, May 5th, I think it is. May 5th.
15 years.
It'll be 15 years. I started when I was 21. I'm 36.
Can you describe to our viewers what a sheet metal worker does? Quickly.
Nobody knows what sheet metal worker does except the sheet metal worker. But we do the majority of our work is in HVAC, like ductwork.
Mm-hmm.
That's the majority of our work. Like that's just where the majority is. But mostly commercial. There's some residential going on, like in Manhattan. You got a lot of Manhattan, Long Island City, Bronx. You got a lot of high rises. Brooklyn. You got a lot of tall high rises. So we got work in those buildings now. But we do siding and decking and skylights. Siding, decking, skylights. There's anything that comes from a flat piece of metal and is formed and it is all work. I mean, basically, sheet metal workers have a broad scope of work. We do kitchen work. I've never done kitchen work. All I've ever done is duct work. But there's guys that make careers just doing siding. There's guys who just make careers doing decking. There's guys who just weld, and guys who just do kitchens.
So there's a lot of different things you can do within sheet metal, not just ductwork.
Yeah, there's also, I don't know how I missed this, but there's drafting, and drafting is like one of the,
drafting, making the blueprints.
Yeah, we're the only trade of all the building trades that draws our own product. So we have draftsmen who sketch out the drawings. They go field measure. They take structural drawings and they draw out all the plans. And then we have shop guys who fabricate the ductwork, and then it gets shipped out to the field, and that's where I work mostly in the field. So that's where we work off those prints and install that duct that was fabricated in the shop.
I love you. Everything you're saying sounds so unfun. Can you tell me the fun part about your job? Like,
the fun part about my job is the fun part about my job. Well, it's nice that you're not behind the desk all day.
And you're at different locations, right?
Yeah, location can change. Often or sometimes not often. Sometimes you're on a job for a very long time, but I mean it's nice to be able to just kind of use your legs and walk around and every day things change. There's never every day is different on a construction site. Every day is different. There's always new elements that you got to deal with and.
Did you finish this one?
Yeah, I did. And what I really like is I like doing a good job, and I like to step back and look at my work and just be proud of it.
Yes, he is the guy who walks into a building. He's like, check out the ductwork. Do you see the linear?
It's a skilled
trade. Do
trade.
you see that elbow?
It's a skilled trade.
Blah 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 blah.
Not anyone can do it. So.
Yes, he does. When we walk into places, he admires the ductwork.
When you do it and you do it well, it's something to be proud of. And I love to teach.
So that's one thing about his union. So there's an apprenticeship. So after you do your 5 years, you become a journeyman, or you do your 4 years, you become a journeyman, and then you get the opportunity to share your skills with those who come after you. So it's a real brotherhood, right? You guys are building each other up.
Yeah, you don't have to wait to be a journeyman. Like even when I was an apprentice, back when I was an apprentice, it was just a 4-year apprenticeship.
Now it's 5.
Now it's 5. But anyway, when I was an apprentice, I remember that first, like, it was like a good 9 months of I always compare it to Charlie Brown, the Charlie Brown teacher. That's how it was for me my first 9 months, because I had no interest in working with my hands. My whole childhood. Like my stepfather used to try to get me to help him around the house with something, or help him fix his bike or his car, and I had no interest in it at all. I don't think I even held a drill in my hand or anything before I got into the trade. So that first 9 months, I was just like, I had no idea what people were talking about. None.
And what made it switch for you?
I don't know. 9 months into it, I just remember this one day is like this. The screen was pulled back and like this light bulb turned on, and I started to get it. I started to get things that I didn't get before, and then and that was it. I mean, it kind of just been like that since. Anyway, so when I was an apprentice, point is when I was an apprentice, if I would get something, if I started to be good at something, and I saw another apprentice come in behind me that was a lower term or even higher term than me and just needed some help, I would always go up to that apprentice and be like, listen, do it like this, or and just like, and I still to this day, if I get an apprentice, I tell them on the first day, like, listen, any questions, anything you need to know, please just ask. I'd rather you ask me than try to do it yourself and mess it up.
Yeah.
Or hurt yourself.
Yeah.
So I love to teach. I love to teach the trade.
I think we have that in common. I love to teach. We love to teach. It's very nice. Teachers. All right. I have one more question, which I want you to answer.
Oh, hold on. I work with Nina's sister. We should mention that.
Oh, yes.
Her sister,
his apprentice is my sister.
No, she's not an apprentice anymore.
Oh, she's not an apprentice anymore. She's a journeyman.
Don't get upset.
She's a journeyman.
She's a journeyman now. But I did have her for her last few months of her apprenticeship.
And now you guys are working together. What is it like working with my sister? 2 sentences.
Challenging yet satisfying.
Challenging yet satisfying. Okay. Is she like me?
Yes. She's like you, but obviously not like you.
In what way?
Hard-headed.
Oh, yay, that's nice.
No, like when she's strong conviction,
Oh, okay. Right. So
it's hard to make her
change her mind.
It's hard to make her change her mind. Yeah.
That's a good thing, right?
She feels she's right about something. There's like
nothing to be said about it.
It's really hard to.
Okay, so now you've shouted out my sister. You're gonna have to shout out everybody else. We talked about Alicia. We talked about Nick.
My mom.
We talked about your mom a little bit.
Well, not really, but.
You what? You totally talked about her being an amazing single mom when she had to. She could do. Okay, so just say something nice about each other one of our siblings so that you get on here.
My sister Amanda.
Is a beast and a wonder mom and works so hard.
She's a nurse. She does judo. Jessie is a very nice young lady, and I'm happy to see her off and running. And
she is like running her job. She's like a manager already.
Good.
She's like working her way up so quickly, and she's beautiful. I love her.
She's a kind person.
And she is so great with my children. Tita Jessie, when are you coming to visit? Nadia.
Nadia is bubbly, also extremely bubbly.
She's constant. She hard works.
Constant as far as always around?
Constant as in, yes.
Yeah, you never forget about Nadia.
No.
Because she's either going to send you a text or call you or something like that. It's hard to...
And she works really hard. I mean,
she's a hard worker.
She's always been a hard worker the whole time I've known her. She just goes. She's a hustler.
She's a juggler.
Oh, juggler.
She manages to
yes.
her career and her kids and her husband. And just like,
all of it.
It's just...
Yeah. And my mom.
She is extremely nice. She loves me.
She does. You're her favorite son-in-law.
Nancy is. I will never take away one thing from Nancy is she's extremely helpful.
Yes.
And there's a hardness about her, 100%.
Shell. Oh yeah.
But she would drop what she's doing in a second if she feels like one of her kids needs her, or pretty much anyone in her family.
Yeah.
She'll drop what she's doing in a second. But yeah, when she's around, she's like a tornado. She'll clean up the whole house, and she basically, when we sold our first house and we were moving, she basically packed up our entire house by herself.
Thank you for Wally.
So I mean,
Dad and Linda, let's put them as a collective. I mean, you can do them separately. Because to me, like, their house is a respite. Like, you go to their house and it's like, take a breath.
Yeah.
You know?
Norman is extremely, he's like, I don't know, he's just the most even, calm, I would say happy person I know, because he's just like, he's so content knowing the Lord.
Yeah.
That's the answer for him, for everything.
Right.
That's the answer.
And Linda?
Linda is just a good wife, and she's a kind person too. She's kind.
Okay, how about the wonderful man who is watching our children while we take this vacation? Fernando.
Good guy. I mean, he has definitely come a long way, I would say.
I've only known him as a grandfather, and that means that my opinion of him is completely biased because he's been a great grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. Well, that's my biological father. We didn't have much of a relationship for the first 30-something years of my life. Now, I kind of a couple years ago, I knew that relationship was eating me alive and
needed healing,
keeping me very angry and resentful, and so I chose to forgive him and allow him back into our lives. I made it clear at that point. I don't need a.
Oh, you're Nick.
I have a father. I have Nick who raised me. And I don't need you to parent me. But I know that the kids would love to have a relationship with you.
Yeah,
as long as you do right by them, I'm cool with you. And he's done. I can't say enough. He's been amazing.
Yeah.
Kids absolutely love him.
They do.
And he's helped out. I mean, he's watching our kids for a whole week while we were away.
While we were away celebrating our 10-year anniversary, which is today, March 13th, 2019. 10 years. This is exactly what I looked like 10 years ago. You're so lucky.
We got married on Friday the 13th.
We did.
Our first date was, so we met April 1st. April Fools. We met April Fools, and then 13 days later, we went on our first date. That was Friday the 13th.
Friday 13th. And then 13 days after that, we got matching tattoos.
Matching 13 tattoos. And then we got married on Friday the 13th. And it was funny because you had to tell them about. So I proposed to Nina. When I proposed to Nina, she was like, all right, we have two dates.
There's 3 of them that year.
You sure?
Oh,
no.
There was one. Yes, there was one in.
So it was like September when I proposed, right? Or October or something like that.
June.
Was it?
Mhm.
Sure. Anyway,
yeah.
So we were like, we're gonna get married next year. She was like,
there's 3 of them. There's February, March, and then November.
Okay. Yeah. So she's like, we could either get married on February next year, March, or November. And I'm like, November. And I was like, because that's further away. I was like, gives us more time to plan. She goes, nope, wrong answer. March is when we get married. I was like,
Well, we really couldn't do February because February is a very busy month for
right,
us.
all
With my birthday, your birthday, and my son's birthday.
and
And a ton of other people in our family. So February was out of the question. But then he picked November. I was like, wow, like, that's a whole other, like, 6 months at the sneeze.
So we were only engaged for
Excuse me.
I don't know, 6 months or so.
9 months.
9 months.
But we already had a baby. Let's not get into that whole story. We already had a baby. We were already living together. All things that I've learned from and don't want my children to do. But, you know, we've been redeemed. God has definitely been in the center of our relationship. I'm sorry, but I'm having an allergy attack right now. I'm sorry. I'm done now. All right, so we're going to wrap this up because I want to go hiking and I want to see parts of Portland. So we have a little bowl here, which is going to mimic my bowl that's at home. We're going to pull out a question, we're going to answer it, and then we're going to say our goodbyes. Okay, let's go. Go ahead, pick one.
Am I picking one?
Yeah, you're picking 3.
Favorite movie?
That's for you to answer.
For me to answer?
Yeah.
My favorite movie is, I like very inappropriate gangster movies. That's what I love. My favorite movie is The Departed.
That's a good movie.
like
I can
that
only
movie.
watch it like one time every 5 years
My favorite
or
movie.
so. Okay, my favorite movie depends on my mood, but I think it's romantic comedies. I'm gonna go with those. I'm just gonna go with the whole genre.
No, you can't do that.
No? My favorite movie. What do you think my favorite movie is? Okay, fine. I can watch Twilight repeatedly and still love every second of them.
Okay.
I do. I love those movies.
We both had that. Favorite snack? Did we discuss
No,
this?
favorite snack. Okay, go ahead.
My favorite snack. My favorite snack would be chips.
My favorite snack has changed because it used to be cheese and crackers. Now it's probably just crackers. Probably just crackers. One more. Come on. We gotta go. It's getting late.
I picked all mine. Favorite side?
Like side dish
Yes.
to go with food.
Yes.
Macaroni and cheese.
Really?
Ooh.
I would.
Mashed potatoes? Salad. I'm sorry, I just said a bunch. Your turn.
Definitely French fries.
French.
I love French fries.
No. All right. That was fun. Thank you for tuning in, and tune in next time. I don't know who I'm interviewing next, but it'll be somebody. And we're going to go hiking, I think. And then tonight we're going to go out for our anniversary. And I'm so excited. So thank you for joining us on our anniversary. Happy 10 years to us. And hope you have a wonderful day. So let's just pray. Dear Lord, thank you for this time. With those who have the time to have tea with us, I pray that you lead it in the way that you need it to be and that everyone has a wonderful day. Amen. Kiss the mama. Bye.